looking for this to play out, and I do have a target up here around 68 400. So that was like if this does break key resistance, which it didn't. The short was here too, and I'm kind of pissed I didn't take the short. Uh, so if we can, and I close this out. Okay, so I took profit one, and then stop loss basically to this low, and then I got knocked out, but I made money, so that's cool. Now the thing is I had a key resistance level here, and I didn't short it, and I'm like, what was I thinking this morning? Downtrend, double top. Oh man, so and then you go from swing high to swing low. You got golden pocket right there, bro. I don't know. I was actually playing with my son right here. I closed the trade, knocked out, and then I was like, man, look at this, man. This is why you should be on the charts if you're trading, but that's okay. Right now I'm actually looking for a long. It's funny, yeah, up and down all around. So yesterday OC was right. What happened yesterday? So I took this long here up to here. I was looking to go up to here, take profit one of the highs here. So I closed part of my trade here. OC let it run. Different trading strategy, but yet again, you know, still same entry, same idea. Wanted to see the retracement back up into this area here, right? Would we get it? We didn't get it fully, but I managed to take profits. His lesson was he should have taken profits a little bit earlier, which is fine. Either way, reflection is the most important thing in your trading. You're always going to need to adjust. That's just trading, okay? So now, right? For me, we have broken this key area. So that's why I'm kind of upset with myself for not going short here. The thing is when you put in a range like this is since Monday, right? Monday's range. And it's held all the way till Wednesday. Pretty strong, right? Pretty strong level for this week. Okay. We need to identify that. That's why I'm a little bit upset I didn't go short here, right? Because what do I always talk about? You break the range, you always retest the highs or the lows, right? So if you're in a range like this, right? Whatever, right? You break out, you always retest the highs, right? You always retest the highs, or in this case, right? You break down, you always retest the lows, right? It's the same concept, different direction. Okay? So I'm always looking at the lows, or if we broke the other way, the highs, right? I'm always looking for that. That trade is always quite yummy, especially in Bitcoin and crypto. You see it time in and time again, and you just saw it today, right? You just saw it today. So the range, the breakdown, the retest, okay, the lows. Very similar. So now OC had some key targets. I have some key targets as well for you guys down below here. So as we roll over here, I am looking for this to retrace. The thing, in my opinion right now, why am I looking for a long right now? Because this hasn't retraced yet. Okay, we've triple topped, bearish diverted, rolled over, and we have not retraced. Okay, there's this to me here is not a retracement. This is not enough. Okay, this is an aggressive bounce down. If I'm going to go fib, swing low to swing high to swing low, this is an aggressive 382 rejection, if anything, right? 382, right? You want to see at least 0.5618, at least. We didn't get it. So what is my thoughts? Is that we should come back and visit this general area if we are to A, B, C correct, right? Because what I would like to see and what typically happens at the tops, if we are continuing bullish, and I do believe we are bullish, especially after this last week, right? We're typically looking for something where you A, B, C, right? Something like that. Like I'm not no Elliott wave specialist, but I understand market structure, right? If this is an impulse up, whatever, 5-way, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pretty obvious, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? We are looking for ABC, and then we're looking for continuation, right? That's just general ideas, right? So we are looking for this here right now. Will we get it? We'll see. We'll see. We are getting some bottoming signals. We can see we are a little bit oversold here. This is quite a possibility right now. If I'm on the short-term time frame, yes, I took a long this morning, but I am looking for the sweep of the lows and then a break outwards. That's why I took the long this morning from here to here, right? And that's why I will look for a sweep of the lows right now and look to get long. Okay, this is not sustainable. This downtrend right now, this is aggressive sell-off. Okay, what does this do? What does price action like this do? Well, if we go on a higher term time frame, this creates big fair value gaps, which typically want to be taken, right? So we got a fair value gap in here, right? Just within here, right? So this, if this sweeps down, right? Triple bottom, bounce, continuation out. Okay, we're looking for the bounce, but we want to take this low. We don't want to take this low. We are not chefs. We are not trying to catch the knife falling on your toe. Okay, we want to have confirmation of the move. So if we do roll over here, we look for this, and we look to get long here on a break of structure, maybe on a 5-minute break of structure. Let's say it sweeps, then it comes and it breaks this high here. We look for the retest and then the continuation out. It could happen right now. This low is still intact, right? So this is still a higher low. Okay. This could break, give us bullish divergence and continuation out. So just breaking it down on the short term, like keeping it very simple. But for a more of a macro look, like if we are looking at our 4-hour, and we are looking for key areas, and yes, we are looking for that ABC, but if I'm going to pull up my my areas, we do have a bounce level here. Okay, so this would be our golden pocket and our order block within here. So golden pocket 786 alongside with our big loud order block, right? So big area of interest below us here. And a strong low. What do I mean by a strong low? So this was a strong low. This is a strong low. This is a strong low, and this is a strong low. Okay, so these are lows that I will pull ideas off of in order to pull fibs, pull all that stuff, right? And this is where the market really decided, hey, we're going up from here. Hey, we're going up from here. Hey, we're going up from here. So what we have done, and we were talking about this yesterday, very simply, is we have mitigated the low here, right? So we have closed a candle below this low here, therefore suggesting we are in a downtrend. Okay, beautiful, right? Look how hard they fought here. This is so annoying. Look how indecisive and choppy this was. Okay, now we've rolled. Okay, to me, when we roll, I'm simply looking for some structure and a breakout back up into this area to continue a downtrend. This is my key area that I am looking at, 64,000 to 63.2 for the big bounce. Okay, so if we go A, B, C, this is where I'm looking for the break back up to 70K if we get it. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at. You got my key levels. You have my ideas. We're tracking this downtrend. You can get into some nitty gritty where you want to track this a little bit more aggressively, so you can get a little bit more of a better entry. You can go like to the 15. You can pull this up here, and you could maybe pull. I can see one from here. So if you go from here to here, you can get in. You don't have to wait for this thing to break up here and then break out, right? That's how you can change this into this, right? Okay. It's just you want to see a break of these highs or vice versa, right? So you want to see that continuation out. Right now, we're looking for this, right, to swing down, right, and then break out. But we'll see how it goes right now. But definitely looking for a triple bottom right here in this key area. Okay, we'll see if we get it. And if we bounce out, then we'll look for that long. If not, we roll over. And what do we do again? We roll over, we retest highs, right? Range, roll over, retest highs, break down, okay? And we look for that trade. So there's many ways to trade this. It's just where can you manage your risk? Where can you, like this morning was very easy for me to manage risk on this long, right? Because we get long here, we put our stop below maybe here, and we try to take this thing up. We take our profit early, and it comes back on us and knocks us out. We still made money, right? That's the key, is we still made money. Now, what do? We wait for this thing to roll. We look for a bounce. If we don't get the bounce, that's cool. If we see continuation and strength here, right? We look for the retest and the breakdown and continuation. That's how I will trade it every single time. I want confirmation of the move, right? So right now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for bullish divergence at the lows here on probably a 15-minute time frame. So what are we doing? We got a low here, right? So we're looking for the sweep here, whoop, right? Higher low. Let's see a little sweep here, higher low, and gone, right? And that's where I get long. Nothing until then, right? We just wait. That's the key, is we wait. I've figured it out, man. It's this camera. It's the camera that makes me lag. See, look, I take it off. Look, we're back to normal. Look, back to normal.
But
It's the camera.
it's like the camera itself, or is it the AI that masks you out? The NVIDIA
It's the AI that masked me out, yeah,
reinstalled it.
from the broadcast.
Completely get rid of it and then reinstall it. That should be fixing the issue.
Reinstall it
Yeah,
in the video broadcast.
yeah.
Okay, I'll try it. See, this is why you have friends, even if you beat them in Halo.
All right. Oh my. By the way,
and then
today's
he just sends me a virus.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of it. Oh, nice, good idea. I'll get you that virus that makes your screen kind of like fall in pieces. Oh man, that was such a classic one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The classic one was the Cookie Monster. We used to send people the Cookie Monster. Do you remember that? And then you had to click the cookies, but if you didn't click the cookies, it would give you I don't know. It was fucked up, man.
It was
90s
man.
kids, right?
It was. Let me do a quick shout out to Master Sergeant Hammer. He's an old friend of the channel. He's mentioning UAVs in at 2:50, 11 a.m. out at 3:50, 11, 17 a.m. You know, I'm still doing small caps. Yes. By the way, if you don't know Master Sergeant, he is a penny stock trader. Very great at trading penny stocks and also low caps. Man, he catches some big movers there. And also he mentions, I tell anybody on my channel to come here for cryptos. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, Master Sergeant. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Let me bring up a couple of things that I'm watching here. Let me go ahead and share my screen, and then we're gonna be moving to gold. We have a request for gold. We're gonna be taking a look at it. I see a Subrata 0612. Any time frame for gold, let me know so we can start looking at it. First, let's go to a cleaner charting here. Oh, wait, this is much better. All right, this basically takes all the work that I was about to make. Let me just get rid of this. I completely forgot I had a prediction for these movements, right? Remember that we were measuring, or this was a measurement on 15 days, 15 days based from where the elections in the US they're gonna be, right? And based on the pattern that I was looking at here from that double top and then fell back down, make that little range, and then continuation, I copied this price action and then paste it right here. As you can see, it's been, if I just slightly move it, man, that's been playing out almost exactly. Let's just leave it as is, right? Why? To compensate for this swing failure pattern. And then look at the area where I'm looking at. This is a trend line that I basically made it fit, all right? It is not from low to low. It is from low, as many lows as I can get, and also another low. And guess what? We got another possible either fake out, double bottom, or triple bottom, and then a move upwards here. I think this is important because of the volatility that we're going to be seeing. Right here we can see the V-shaped recovery, the creation of that lower high that I'm expecting, all right? and then it further move to the downside. If we hold the 62-ish area, I think we're okay. If we start breaking that area and start going into this other trend line right down here, I think we should be fearing the next possible movement, because in that case, we're going to be making, or most likely we are going to be making that bounce out of this big resistance, right? So just keep this in mind. If you want to, you feel free to snap this. Also, this recording is going to be on the internet, so just so you have it. It's a little bit of what am I expecting throughout the possible next 15 days up to here, all right? And then if we can make it above, or at least hold this area, this is my next prediction on what we should be expecting for November, December. As you can see, I'm not aiming all the way up here. I'm not aiming all the way up here, not just yet. Until we see microstructure start breaking to the upside, a big body candles breaking through. I'm talking about S&P 500, Dow Jones, and many other things like that. So we want that heads up for retail to come back in, or that and push some more money, right? So basically, that's what I was looking at. Another thing that I was looking at these areas. Let me just try to get a cleaner chart. I think this is already too old for this prediction. It's been playing out very nicely. And again, look at the area that I was looking at for a long time, 65, right? So remember, that's my next area of entry. Let me clear this up here. Keep them, perfect. And then what I'm going to be doing at this point is going to the 15 minutes or even to the 5 minutes. I remember the 1, 2, 3 on the Wyckoff charts. Well, then I think this is playing out correctly, or as expected. So we come back down, little range V-shaped recovery, 1, right? Come back down, little range V-shaped recovery, 2, right? I'm expecting to have a breakout to the downside. Come back down, little range V-shaped recovery, 3. I'm just drawing things, not even looking at. In fact, just to make things a little bit more fair to my point, let's measure this one. And let's remember that this kind of like a shrinks in time, but still kind of like still have the same proportions, all right? So let's use the same one where it's going down a little range. Let's just match it like in this case. I'm going to be expecting this low right there. So that low is going to be right here. As you can see, my just hand drawing is matching the same possible targets. Look at where we're getting to, 64, all right? So look out for that 64 area as we keep moving downwards, and we have the 1, 2, and 3 Wyckoff patterns. Another thing that I want to show you guys, it is something that I learned in Bitcoin a while ago. I learned that in 4 hours, a couple of cycles before, but it also repeated on this previous cycle. Let me go back in time so you can start analyzing this and watching it with me. It is kind of like something like you might be saying, oh, I don't think it really plays out, but the more that I looked at it, the better it looks. So let me show you that when we were going up, right, we had a movement to the upside, what I call this little hump, right, or this little hump, and then we have the U-shaped flag, all right? So we have kind of like this movement like that, all right? And then usually that indicates me when am I going to be jumping back in for the breakout and not have a retest on a strong moving to the upside, all right? Let me show you once again what's happening at this point. I'm seeing the same pattern playing out. Come on, am I too... Let me just double click here and double click here. All right, much better. Look at that. We're having move up the little hump, right? Or as I show you, the little hump farther, right? The U shape, the line when I jump in with no retracement, once again going up the little hump, the U shape, the line where I enter with no retracement, all right? And very important, this is what is getting me excited. If I clear this up, let's not remove everything. Let's just Control-C this. If I look at this, I could be having a movement up, the little hump, and then the U shape, and the point where I'm going to be going in with no retracement. And that kind of like seems a little bit more obvious when we go to the daily and we see that, remember, these are the same humps, right? There's all of those. But in the micro scheme, we have the movement, the little hump, the U shape, and the point where I'm planning to enter with no retracement. We're having a retracement. I know it's contradictory, but remember, markets are perfectly imperfect. So we need to compensate for whatever changes in the market. Remember, every single market is slightly different because the noobs that stayed, they are already veterans, right? They know their stuff, they know how they got wrecked, and they know what to do before they get wrecked, all right? So I will be just counting with this trend line right here. And also remember that I changed that trend line slightly. How did I change it? Doing this and then grabbing this area right down here and also as many bottoms as you can see. This kind of like will be giving us, if we are able to bounce back up, the same thing that happens with my rooftop analysis. What happens with my rooftop analysis? Let's figure that out, and then we'll measure that. For example, remember that I grabbed that rooftop, and then when I see the next target not being reached, that means I'm losing momentum, right? The other way around, if I see that target being broken, I know we're getting much more momentum, and I enter the breakout. All right, what's happening here? If I start measuring from the bottom and I do not reach the bottom in here, well then, what do you think we're having? Well, then we're not reaching target. Usually if it's the other way around, I will be saying we have lots of momentum. But in this case, I will be saying we have a gain of momentum, right? And the next thing to look for, it is a break of the higher highs, right? To now say, well, we still have that momentum. So basically breakout retest. This will be too late to entry. That's why we're preparing all the way back down here. Let me show you one more tool here. I think this is going to be great for beginners especially. Let me just get rid of my liquidity. By the way, the liquidations chart, it is a free from Chart Prime. You can add it. I love this tool, but at this point, I'm getting at the end. Let me just get rid of this. Wait, I just don't want to get rid of this one. Bear with me here. All right, lock it. All right, now I can remove everything. Remove drawings. Keep them. Perfect. At this point, remember, we're trying to prepare from before. Right before it happens, so we can catch the bottom and not the breakout retest. Because your breakout retest, it is for the lower time frames, not for the daily, where the move that you just missed, it is somewhere around a 6%, which if you're doing 10x, that would be 62%, right? That's not something you want to actually miss. All right, talking about that now, let me add one more oscillator. Oh, you know what? I should not have, well, whatever. If you have your classical oscillator, go to your settings, go to your oscillator select, and then do trend fusion oscillator. Sorry, then do MVP oscillator, all right? I'm gonna click OK with the MVP oscillator. And at this point, usually what we're looking for, it is this area, these bars in here, right? And then I flip for the ribbon to do a DCA. We are at the top, but we're building up that movement. We could be into one of those break of the ranges. Let me do a zero line in here, all right? Where we usually call for FOR, flip of the ribbon, all right? Like here, but with a couple of candles right down here. That's what I'm expecting for my next big entry on Bitcoin. Usually this plays out fantastically on daily. Let me clear this up and do it on the 4 hours, because the 4 hours is the one that I'm going to be leading my entry. Let's just wait for it to load, and guess where we're at. Guess where we are at, right? So this is telling me I should be DCAing in for a movement to the upside, all right? When did it happen before? Right here. What happened right here? Would you be happy if you DCA'd here? Would you be happy if you DCA'd here? So, will you be happy if you DCA here? Let me ask you that question. Of course, nobody knows, nobody can tell or predict the future, but I think that following the indicators and having a plan, in this case, we're talking about DCA. You don't DCA at 100x, all right? You usually DCA, I mean, at the worst case scenario, and this is stretching everything, at 1x or 2x. But usually you do DCA on spot, all right? I can vouch that I do DCA on 2x on 1x. That gives me the ability to short the market at 1x and make a little bit more extra profits on my spot buys. All right, that is spot because you cannot short the spot. You need to grab and put it in futures and then short it at 1x or at 2x. All right. So just so you know, this is what I'm looking at, and the spot daily is not there yet. I'm looking for that early flip of the ribbon on daily. Once again, early flip of the ribbon on daily. But on the 4 hours, I already have my start DCAing alert right here. All right. So just food for thought. Let me pass it over to you, Alex, and then let's move into gold. Or if you have gold on hand and you want to take it, that'll be also a fantastic. I think you're muted.
I love gold. Yeah, so you're in the favor of like DCA right now. Like you do think it's just going to be a retracement and then up? Is that what you're kind of getting at? Is that
Yes, at this point, yes. And I'm looking for this possible entry. I mean, if I DCA here, which I will, I'm going to be looking to hold that gains. And that's going to be the first chunk at 65, 64. And then the next chunk will be around, and let me get you that area, around 63, 62.
okay? I like that. You're my hero.
Even in Halo, my friend? Even in Halo?
Even in Halo. I love an easy. Oh man, I couldn't help myself.
Hey, Feed Monitor, what's up? I didn't know you were from Brazil. Shout out to you, my friend.
Hey, Brazil. Look at this. Oh, it's coming now, right now. This is triple bottom, overextended. Are we going to pump? Will the crowd go wild? I think so. I think so. We'll see. This looks like
You heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero.
Zero. There is no second best, motherfuckers. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. Let's look at gold. I love gold on the 1 hour. I will always let you know if I enter. I am not entering yet. Oh man, gold rolling over. Thank God. Thank God.
Yes, yes. I was also worried when I
it's
see
about-
gold pumping like that.
It's unsustainable, man. Like this is crazy. So, maybe
As,
here, yeah.
as we
that's
said,
better.
Alex, when the gold takes the elevator up, what happens then?
Yeah. It took the stairs up and it jumped off the balcony, man. Oh man. So yeah, grabbing these lows down here for late longs, obviously late longs. So right now you can see very, very overextended, obviously. So for me, I would want to identify some key levels. So let's let this load a bit here. Yeah, as I was thinking, let's let this load a little bit more. I just want to see generally where the money flow point of control is. That's what I was thinking. Okay, you can typically tell, right? But this is the area where I would be looking to short gold if it bounces. Okay, so if it bounces, which it looks like it is right now, it's mitigated this low here. Okay, so coming down, rolling over today, mitigating this low. Now what do we do? Remember I said, what do? We retest the lows, right? Same as the drawing from this morning. So what do we see? Strengths, right? Very, very, very strong. I mean, if we're going back in time, right, and we can see that obviously this is going to be a key area right here, let's call it $2,700. 2680. Let's call it 2680. That's going to be critical, because if you lose that, then you're typically coming back down to 2650, right? You're typically, if you lose the highs here, right, and you see it took a bit to get out here, if you lose that, then you're typically coming back to the median, which is the money flow point of control, where the most volume is traded. So you're typically coming back down to 2650. That would be my target. So right now, cooling off is okay. Pushing onwards, upwards, rolling over. Look for this, maybe this, then this, right? So that's in general what I'd be looking for. Okay, something like this, and therefore you're looking for your retrace, right? If this is a correction, A, B, C. See how I drew it? A, B, C, right? We correct and then we continue. Then we're typically favoring. We're looking for, now that we've broken the structure here, we're looking for the possible entry to continue this. When you roll over like this aggressively, typically a rule of thumb is you retrace at least 50%. And this is very, like, I know we use golden pockets in crypto, but in stocks, the 50% level is like the golden pocket. It's much more respected. If you want to know a little trick, if you are trading futures or anything like that, the 50% mark is like the golden pocket for Bitcoin. So when you're looking for retracements, you're looking for that 50% mark, which actually quite nicely lines up with this area of volume. So in my opinion right now, looking for bottoming structure, looking to push back up into this general area. That doesn't mean that, on a macro, that doesn't mean you can't be looking for longs here because of this, right? Because of this. If you want to get on side with this trade, right? If you think gold's going to go higher, which it's quite possibly able to go higher. Let me just see on a more macro side where I think gold can go. Let me pull a trend-based fib here. Let's take a gander. So let's go from swing low to swing high to swing low, right? Okay, we've hit our 1-to-1. That's pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, $2,800. That would be a target. Now let's pull a fib from swing high to swing low as well. Swing high to swing low as well. And we've hit our 786, yeah, so our 2-to-2. So that's a very good move. And then, yeah, we have this $2,800 level, which would be a key area of resistance or a target if you're looking for gold to continue its march upwards. But right now, you can see whenever you extend out, you can see always looking for this area in here for potential rejection. And look at that. It's almost perfect, right? So for this right now, right, cooling off, where would you be bouncing to if you're going to go from impulse move up? That would be down here to here. You're bouncing off your 382, which is aggressive, right? So we know a 382 is an aggressive continuation bounce. So if you do bounce off of there, that would be nice. However, coming back down to retest that high, look at how well that lines up nicely with our high here in our 618 golden pocket, right? So we could be looking at our 0.5, but our golden pocket looks quite juicy too. So if you are to continue, and that would be something like this, continue down, right? That would be something like that, right? Within this wave up to here, right? So you're looking for something generally like that on a higher term time frame. But in the short term right now, if you're trading the 1 hour and you're looking to take advantage of this move, I would be looking to take it back up into this thing here, right around 2730, and see if you get a reaction here, double top, whatever, right? And you're looking for a reversal to continue, or you're looking for this thing to bounce simply off of where you put in the low right now, making higher highs and higher lows on your way up. So if you're on a 15-minute time frame, you're looking for that higher low for continuation up into this area as well. So a couple ideas there. Hopefully that helps you with trading gold, and that's how I would look at it. What do you think, OC?
Oh, I think that's fantastic. Guys, we're getting at the end of the hour. I think you covered it all, my friend. Really amazed with that strategy. I was looking actually to looking for some entry buys on gold. Yeah, exactly. There you go. We had a football player that now it's a horrible state governor. So not a shout out for him. that he used to, when he make a goal, a soccer goal, he did like that. But shout out to you, my friend. You do score goals on Halo. Guys, if you have any questions, it is the time to ask them. If not, we're going to be wrapping up the class. For tomorrow, the advanced class, Alex, we had a special request on how to use the VPVR for ChartPrime and how does that compare to the usual VPVRs, tips and tricks. So I think maybe tomorrow we can start with you taking a look at the VPVR, how you use it, a couple of tips and tricks, and then I take on ChartPrime's VPVR and explain a little bit on how I read retail zones, smart money zones, and also how do I interpret the volume out of that deficit and so on and so forth. So other than that, guys, if you have no other questions, thanks, Alex and OC. All right, perfect. Let's make it and wrap it up. Alex, would you like to wrap the class up today?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's volatile right now. It's a very indecisive market is what it really is, right? Like wartime, scares, election, inflation, rate cuts. It's all happening. It's all happening, right? So right now it's about paying yourself and protecting yourself and taking your money and running, right? Get in and get out, and make sure you're using good risk management for any kind of drawdowns. And you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see some of you guys in the next 15 minutes. So take care.
Absolutely. Alex, would you like to share your channel? Maybe we can go and make some noise to there.
Yeah, you can just go. You can just come over to the YouTube channel, Alex O Crypto. That's probably the best way. And go from there. We'd love to have you every morning, except
let's
Wednesdays.
Make some noise there. Let's also remind Alex that we are gonna be winning Halo next time. So
yeah.
Other than that, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you so
take
much
care.
for joining, and see you guys tomorrow.